Hello, welcome guys. It's the Adam Friedland Show podcast. Give it up for our guest today, Robby Hoffman.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Robby Hoffman from At Midnight, the new At Midnight.
They brought At Midnight back?
Yeah?
Yeah.
With a female guest.
Do people even say
female
like
host.
at anymore? I feel like that show came out when like hashtags were new. It was like
What is
the
it?
whole
It's
thing
after
is-
midnight now.
I don't know what it is.
But
Listen,
you're the winner.
I took, yeah, I took the check. I was the winner even based on everything they had to cut from me.
They cut a couple jokes
They
of
cut-
yours.
they
A little
cut
bit
a
of blue humor.
Blue.
You want to run those jokes now for the fans?
It's the same format, the show, that it used to be.
I don't know. I didn't know the old show. I never heard of it.
It was with.
How old are you? Oh, so you're all right.
But yeah, but you know, I don't know. And we can cut. Let's cut that age because I'm starting to act.
Are you acting right now?
No, but I act. I had a part that's
No,
28.
she's like this. She's just
See,
like
this
this.
is the way I am. Why can't I be the way I am?
She's just like this. She's just like
Sleep.
this. Let's cut your age because you're.
Why do we? Can we? I'm a
I
guest.
don't think they.
I'm
care.
a guest.
I don't think that
I'm
they
a guest.
care.
I'm new to it. Come on.
You know that
I
in
might have
Beverly
some
Hills
very
90210,
good news.
those were.
Yeah, but you're not
I might
like
have
you're
some
not like a hot young
very-
piece of ass.
I
acts
am a
this way.
hot young piece
She
of
acts
ass.
this way.
I am a hot young
When
piece
I
of
first
ass.
met
Not
her-
getting cast.
Yeah,
as
I am
like,
a
oh,
hot
I'm
young.
sorry. We thought you were.
I am a hot
We thought
young
you were a
piece of ass.
19-year-old.
Just
Robby,
because I'm not your taste, Nick, there's a lot. And by the way,
Oh,
there's
how
a
do
lot
you
of
know?
boys.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because he said I'm not a hot piece of ass.
But that's his taste.
That's not
so
my
then I'm
taste.
not his taste.
You're absolutely 100%
I'm
his
speaking
taste.
to you
Am I your-
as someone
am
else
I
that's
your
also
taste?
a victim of the.
Are
of
you
show
attracted
business.
to me?
No. But
Okay.
Anyways.
Anyway,
Now, by the way, I do have some men in my DMs
you really
who
wanna
let me
cut?
know that they're.
No,
yes,
don't
I do.
listen to
I
her.
do.
Don't
I
listen to
do. I do. We'll talk after.
We'll
I
cut
do.
your age.
I want to start here. Can you welcome me again?
welcome to the Adam Friedland Show with special guest, Robby
No,
Hoffman.
stop. Do it again.
Welcome to the Adam Friedland Show with special guest Robby Hoffman.
Please.
When? No, just when.
That's it. That's it. I knew it wouldn't
We're
be fun.
stop it.
No,
it's
okay, so
fun.
go again. Go again.
You're a bully, and now
I
you
am
get
a
a little
bully.
taste of
So
your own
that's I
medicine.
can't.
All
I
right,
can
okay,
only dish. I
okay,
can't
okay,
take.
what-
Start it again. Start it again.
What age do you
Wait,
want to be?
could- wait,
What
no,
age?
I don't
what's
wanna
your
talk.
fake age? Just tell us what your fake age is, so we don't. Then, because we're gonna have to.
That's
talk
how we
about
do the
something.
introductions. We say the age of everyone.
Well, just because in case it comes up, we can be like, oh, well, you're
Well,
of
you're
course,
28.
You're 19. You're
19.
You're a 19-year-old hot young piece of ass.
Can you reintroduce
As a
yourself?
young-
Yes, welcome
19-year-old
to the Adam Friedland Show with special guest Robby Hoffman, friend of mine, friend of the show. Give it up
Thank
for
you.
Robby.
Thank you. Thank you.
really is the worst. That's when it's like you fucked up.
Have you fucked
I think
up?
when I turned 33, it just sounds bad as a number.
No, it's the age of Jesus, 33.
Was he?
Didn't he die at 33?
Yeah, it's an age people die at. It's like, yeah.
No, I thought 27 is the age.
No, it's called 33. They call it your like Jesus year or whatever.
27 is rock stars, but if you're
Rockers.
a moral, yeah.
Who else died at 33?
Nick, you don't think I'm a hot piece of ass?
I said hot young piece of that. In like show business terms, you're not.
Do you
like,
know
You're
that
not
men
losing any
DM
roles
me?
by being
Do you
34.
know?
You're a type.
I didn't say
Do you
you're. I
know-
didn't say
do you-
you're
do-
not attractive. That's a
do
completely
you
different
know-
statement.
Do you know that I have boys who DM me?
I'm not.
Who
I'm
say-
like you're not Marilyn Monroe. And you're like just so you're saying nobody wants to fuck me. I'm like that's not
Everyone
even
wants to
close.
I'm
fuck-
not saying that.
That's not
I'm
even
just
close
saying
to
you.
it.
Robby walks into a room, and every girl wants to be her, and every guy wants to date her.
I have men who say I'm into masculine girls.
If you were someone that was
Nobody's
completely
asking.
if you were untalented, if you had no
Yeah.
acting ability, and your entire thing was like, look at me, I'm young. Just put me on camera, I'm young. Then it would make sense. Like, don't let anyone know.
Okay, can we?
We'll cut
Well,
that. We'll cut it.
Nick, he said you're sensitive, but
We'll beep,
but now
we'll
he's
beep.
not being sensitive.
We're gonna beep the age. We'll
No,
beep
I
it.
don't want. I start it once more.
For
I'll
comedy,
be
no,
here
no,
till
for
2.
comedy, it'll be funny.
I don't care for comedy.
I'll
Okay.
start my timer again.
Okay,
just
go
in case.
ahead. Go ahead. We're starting now.
Welcome to the Adam Friedland Show with special guest Robby Hoffman, friend of mine.
A show for the ages.
A
you
show
could
for
say.
the ages.
Thank you.
I talk about Robby all the time to Nick. He's like, "Who's this Robby?"
How do
I
you?
said, "Don't worry about it. It's
I don't hear
my
much
friend."
about Nick.
What are you talking? You don't hear much about Nick.
I don't hear much about Nick.
I thought you said to me when you agreed to go. You asked me. First of all, you didn't agree to go on the road. You said, "Can I open for you?"
Yeah, I wanted.
On the
I saw
road.
you were doing
People in the
dates.
queer community in LA
They were mad at me.
were saying that I'm a member of the KKK and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what they said.
And
What did you support? You were at a march?
the only march I've ever been to is a women's.
Charlottesville?
I went to a women's
Was it
rights
Charlottesville?
rally.
What's
Why
happening
would I
with
be
you
at
two?
Charlottesville? They say Jews will not replace us. What would I've been chanting that?
I don't know.
They will not replace us.
Is there any theme today?
Is there any theme today? The theme of today is Robby with special guest on the podcast today. We're talking show business. We're talking.
Great.
Wait, you have a theme for your podcast?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
It's just
I'm
a
new to
podcast. You just
podcasts.
talk.
Great. Nick, you seeing anyone?
Yeah, a periodontist.
A periodontist.
Yeah,
What's
Nick
going
just had
on?
a surgery. Welcome back to the podcast, Nick. He's been
What
gone
was
the
the
last 2
surgery?
weeks.
You had a gum graft?
I had a gum graft.
You had a gum graft.
Yeah.
From where did they take it?
They take it from the top of your mouth.
You know what? When I went skateboarding when I was a kid, I thought this would be my thing. I don't know why. You know, I never did sports, but I thought, well, I'm kind of good at balance. I right away flew off of it. I gashed my whole face. I was gushing blood. I came home. My mother didn't kiss it better than she said, "Look what you did!
Yeah.
Look what you did! How could you do this?" She said, "You're going to need skin grafts." We were in the cab on the way to the hospital. She said, "They're going to shave off your thigh and stick it on your face."
I think she was talking about sex change.
It was an ointment. I was good as
Yeah.
new a week later.
Yeah, I mean.
Did
it's
you
just-
say yours failed?
It did fail, yeah. It was pretty disappointing. I was kind of devastated.
Does the periodontist give you money back for that, or what did he say
They
for that?
should.
No, they just said see you in 2 weeks, I guess, for like an additional follow-up. But they have to take a pretty big chunk out of from your other gums. And now this tooth hurts and it feels loose. So I don't know.
And he's not going to give you money back for that? This is malpractice.
It's not necessarily malpractice. Malpractice has to be outside the standard of care. You would have a point. I mean, there was a lack of informed consent because I was just told, oh, this needs to be covered. They didn't tell me. It only works like 90% of the time.
You know that dentistry, did you see this new documentary about the Muse? Those alt dentists. Dentistry is like such a scam.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like not scientific, a lot
Well,
of the
a
things that they do.
periodontist is a surgeon, but a dentist is. I
Well,
don't
periodontist
consider
isn't
that to be
necessarily
a doctor.
surgeon. You have additional dental school you go to. Periodontist deals with the bones and the gums. A dentist is just teeth.
Now, my
Yeah.
question with so now it failed. They have to take another chunk?
I don't know. I got to wait 2 weeks. I got to put it, honestly, I was in despair when they told me that because I tried to do everything right. I was being.
Right. I have teeth problems.
I have like a complex where there's been times in my life where I try to do something right, and by trying my best, I really need something to work. I end up it makes it worse.
Well,
You know
that's
what I
like my new shoe. Gabby hates when I bring this up, but that's my new shoe theory. When you get new shoes, let's say when you were a kid and you don't want to scuff them, you have your shoes for the year or whatever, first day you fuck them up, but then you never fuck them up again. But it's because you're thinking so much. Don't fuck them up, don't fuck them up, don't fuck them up.
Well, anyways, it didn't work, so I was pretty distraught. And then he could see that, and so he said, whatever needs to be done, we can go in and we won't charge you.
Mm-hmm.
But he said
he said
we have to wait 2 weeks to see what, how it heals.
Yeah, and you can't now you're going to have a gash somewhere up here
I
that
already
doesn't
do.
have gum.
There's a big chunk missing from the top of my mouth.
And that won't ever come back.
I don't think gums grow.
They don't. If they recede, they don't grow. That's why you need a gum graft. But the reason that happens is because gum tissue needs an underlying bone structure to attach to, because it receives blood supply through the bone and stuff like that. So when you have bone loss from periodontal disease, then the gums just have nothing to attach to.
So you have periodontal disease.
Yes. They say that you can't cure it. It can be stabilized. I had to get a root scaling and planing done years ago, and then they don't my regular dentist. They don't tell you anything. They're just like, yeah, you got to do this. We got to do this. So I guess it's not like they sat me down. They're like, you have periodontal disease. They told me we have to go under your gums and clean them out. I don't know what my periodontal chart is. I get X-rays. They tell me if I have cavities, but I don't know what the pocket depth is or any of that shit. I just went.
So how did you find out you needed this?
The periodontist, he took a look at it. He's like, that's got to be covered.
Do you smile? Are you insecure about your teeth?
No, not really. I mean, I went to go see a periodontist because one tooth, and it's structural. It's because it's like when I never had braces or anything. One tooth kind of.
You have to watch this mewing documentary. It's exactly.
I know what that is.
You know what it is?
What is this?
So there's this
you press
quack.
your tongue against the top of the mouth.
There's this quack dentist who says that basically dentistry was founded, like basically the first dentist back 100 years
There
ago
were
was
barbers.
like we could do braces and straighten people's teeth. But he actually forgot the root of the people's problems, which was that the jaw actually needed to be widened for teeth to fit. So we started just fixing teeth and fitting them into the jaw, sometimes pulling teeth, whatever.
Well,
but instead of making like a palate, instead of widening the jaw. But he was so vilified by mainstream.
A lot of recession.
A lot of issues, orthodont. So he was so vilified because it's such a moneymaker now. It's such a business, braces, and this is an easy fix. That type of retainer from when you have it as a kid, your teeth will grow straight because evolutionary, issues were really at the root of this issue rather than the teeth. It's like, we stopped keeping our mouths completely clenched with our tongue.
But
For some reason, they used to be like this.
Kind of just
that would keep your jaw wide. Now we're big
that kind
mouth
of stuff
breathers.
though is like an intersection of being a product of like a for-profit healthcare system,
Literally.
where you assume that you're just being scammed no matter what, and then you get into dumb shit being like, well, you don't need to see a dentist at all. You just put coconut oil in your mouth.
No, right. There's somewhere in between.
Right, but then that stuff gets into this kind of like almost like sort of reactionary tendency where you're like, oh well, it's actually because we had these old traditional systems and that like mewing that's like all part of like this looks maxing thing where you can improve your entire like physiognomy just by pressing your tongue against the roof of your mouth. What did you say? No?
No. I was
What?
vaping, and then he switched the camera to me, and I
Did
looked
you
like an
change
idiot.
hats?
No, I was wearing this hat before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of the hat?
It looks like the kind of basket you'd see at like a
Yeah,
farmer's
it does
market.
look
I
like
thought
a
it was more
basket.
like I'm going to Boulder because they have the best 420.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm finding
Colorado,
I'm gonna go find a
Boulder.
libations bar.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
could see you and I have a very similar face shape. I have a very narrow face like this.
Oh, we had
So
twins.
when I was watching something like this, I was going, I can see that because I've had cramped, my problems have been
I never
cramped.
needed braces, but when my wisdom teeth came in, they just pitched this one tooth forward, and when the tooth is forward, then the gums are. And it's funny because they did a frenectomy also, where they
What's that mean?
They cut the frenulum, which is the tendon that holds my lip to my gums.
So how low can your
Oh,
lip
that
go?
little string at the
Yeah,
bottom.
string at the bottom because
Yeah.
that's like pulling on my lips. And when I was walking around, I could feel like every step. You can feel because you don't think about it. You're like, well, my gum being like at an angle, that would really cause that amount of recession. It's like, well, yeah, 20 years of every time your foot drops,
the gravity.
every time your fucking foot drops is tugging on it. It's like, yes.
It was like when I got surgery, when I cut my tits off.
Yeah.
The first drive back.
You did that yourself or a doctor?
Doctor.
Oh, a doctor. Okay.
And they had to do that to fix your face. They
Exactly.
moved your
So what
tit on
happened
your
when
They
I was?
put your titties into your mouth?
That's what happened.
Wow.
When I was
Your mom was
driving
like,
home,
"Look,
the
guess
first.
what we're gonna have to do now? Those
first-
titties are coming off, and you're getting a new face.
From skating.
and everyone's
The
gonna call you titty
first
face.
time that I drove home, I could feel, because so this part, basically your stomach back to whatever from your tits. So now you're like this, and I could feel the pull. It's such an awkward feeling to feel a body pull. I could kind of feel, this is wanting to go down and this is wanting to spring
Well,
up.
everything has a sensation that you're just like
So weird.
they're used to basically. Like I think if like people are like, oh, if I could be somebody else for a day, I think just the sensation, the physical sensation of it would probably drive you insane. And
That's true.
it would
Yeah.
you'd probably be in like a state of discomfort that you could never like comprehend. Like even just the way your hair touches your fucking. It would
How long
feel,
have you been growing your hair?
35 years.
Oh, you've always had long
His
hair.
hair grows. Since he's
No,
had
but
hair, it
you've always
grows and he
had
gets
long hair?
cuts.
And since we started the show, I just haven't taken care of myself. This is the first time I went to the
He had a very
doctor.
long beard for a long time,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
He looked like a chassid.
Well, with the long hair.
He
More
looked like
the year started, so it's not. Yeah.
You know, Robby grew up in Crown Heights. She was
Born in
Wait,
I guess
actually,
if you're 34, so this is the year of the dragon.
Yeah.
I was born in 88. He was 87.
oh, happy
You're
Chinese New
89.
Year to our Chinese listeners, by the way.
Happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
But for me, 88, your birth year, every 12 years, I was born in the year of dragon. This is the year of dragon out. It's actually bad luck.
So it's gonna be a terrible year.
It's a terrible year.
Yeah.
And half the reason I went and got this done is because Chinese New
It was
Year.
right at the buzzer.
No, Chinese New Year, they say make sure you get any dental work done before February 4th. Specifically that. You gotta go, if you need anything with your eyes or your teeth done, do that. And the perio was like, I can see you January 29th. And I'm like, perfect. And then I get in there.
Because yesterday was Lunar New Year, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
for your, what is it, Ben Ming Yan, I don't know what they call it. I think that's it, is your birth year in Chinese zodiac. If, first of all, someone has to buy you red underwear, which no one has done for me yet. So if there's somebody
Why
that
do
likes
you
the show,
ask? I would buy you red.
I don't think somebody has to just do it for you. You can't ask.
I'm not going to be buying you.
You said someone has to, so maybe someone will.
Well, I do have one pair of red underwear that was given to me for free by Mack Weldon years ago.
All right, former sponsor of the show.
Yeah, but Chinese people will go get their teeth cleaned at the beginning of the year because it usually bleeds, and or they'll donate blood, so that later in the year you don't piss off like the god of furniture arranging.
Yeah.
And he makes you get hit by a car or something.
Uh-huh.
So luckily with this, I think maybe I've shed enough blood that the rest of the year I won't have to deal with any kind of physical ailments.
All right, let's fingers crossed. Do you believe in Chinese that kind of stuff?
I don't know anything about it.
I don't really know anything on
Do
it.
you do regular astrology? Are you in it?
Don't know
No.
anything about it either.
Yeah. How do you live in LA and not know anything about it?
Well, I know I'm a Sagittarius,
Oh, when's your birthday?
December 2nd.
Oh, okay.
What,
He's
are you a
December too.
Sagittarius?
Yeah.
So what do we know about it?
I don't know. I think it's a cool one because it's like a centaur. Dragon is also
We're supposed to have a
cool.
good personality.
Yeah.
You guys have two of the best
Well,
personalities.
you said that we would be like oil and water, which we kind of are.
No, I said that you guys are kind of the similar people.
In what way?
More like
Bone
kid
structure,
play,
look,
sort of.
general look.
That was crazy. I
Vibe.
watched the Super Bowl last night, and you get the sense. First of all, halftime shows dog shit.
I disagree. Phenomenal. She didn't like it either.
No, I like it. You know what I wish they would do? Give me 1 or 2 songs. The whole song. Fine, maybe not the whole, like you can shorten the beginning and the end, but
Who's the
30 seconds clip.
Who's the comic that's like they're always trying to put a black man in a dress? Who's that?
Tariq
Williams.
Nasheed.
Tariq Nasheed, not a comedian.
Yeah.
But they do that where it's like.
Well, I mean,
they put
Cat
black
Williams
guys-
also said that on
they
the
put
Shannon
black
Sharp
guys-
interview.
They put black guys in comedies and they make them like they feminize them in a certain
It's
way.
called buck breaking.
I
Yeah.
thought he
The
was.
worst example of that of all time now is making Usher roller skate during the Super Bowl.
There-
They didn't
putting-
make him. He did it.
They put him in roller skates,
From what I
and
understand,
you could
he
tell
is.
he knew that was coming the entire time.
What's wrong with
He-
roller
He's
skates?
he's on the down. He's in the down low culture. From what I
No, it's
understand.
yeah. It seems pretty
I mean,
obvious.
you
to
know,
me.
you're in the
I
community.
mean, I would assume that he is.
You're in the down low community yourself,
No,
right?
I would.
And you
I
assume
would
why? Because
assume.
he's been in show business since he was 15.
He just seems it to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. By the way, it shouldn't be. I got in trouble on a show. I was writing on. To call it a show is even an overstatement. I was writing on the Chris
Blue
Gethard
Bloods?
show.
Oh, okay.
And we had somebody on the show there who I thought was a broad like me. We all know what that means, okay? And she was,
Hot
you know,
young
Hot young
a
piece
hot,
of ass.
hot young piece of ass. And we had this job, but we had to sometimes write, like if the guest was being interviewed like this, we'd have to write a lower third, like what it says on the TV screen
Yeah.
for them. So like Adam Friedland host, you know, that sort of thing. And I would always give
They
her a
gave
cute.
that to the writers to do that?
Yeah, I would do a cute thing. That was like one of the things we did. I would do a cute thing like, oh, stupid, drives a Subaru, or, you know, has cats, whatever lesbian. And I got called in saying, you can't insinuate that somebody is gay. And I said, what? Why not? What
What
is
did
wrong?
you
Are you
write for
saying
the
there's
guest?
something wrong with
What
being
did you
gay?
write for the guest?
Like, what's wrong with being called gay? Should I take that in a
What did
in
you
a
write?
bad-
Light in the loafers.
Oh, the scissors
Friend of-
occasionally.
Scissors occasionally.
Like, who cares? Straight
Was it
people
not
can scissor.
not a lesbian? It was a closeted.
Closeted lesbian. Now an out
Suspected
lesbian, by
lesbian.
the way. And it's like I get in trouble. The thing with getting me in trouble is we're going to see who's getting who in trouble. I get into that meeting, I say, what the fuck is wrong with being gay or calling someone gay?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a problem? If somebody called me straight, I would not have a problem with that.
See, it's so nice because nobody's hired me on anything since 2017, but there was this
Can't
nice
imagine
little
why.
window where, like, they would hire people. Not, like they would have to. They were being more conscious about who they're hiring. Right?
Yeah.
So you would have more representation, but then they would still hire one bad white guy. Like that would be the balance.
Yeah.
So the one white guy they hire isn't going to be like, Black Lives Matter. It's going to be the guy that's like, they got an extra bone, They always
One bad boy.
Yeah, right, exactly.
A Kurt.
No,
Yeah.
but you know
Yeah.
what I think? I actually disagree with that. I think the white guy who stays there is like the one enforcing the woke shit the most because he's like trying to be subtle
Nowadays,
about
yeah.
that fact that he's
Maybe
the
now.
white guy.
But they figured it out because, like, they had it kind of the sweet spot in 2017 when famously the best TV shows of all time were coming out. But no, I feel like
Was that when Schumer was winning Emmys?
Mm-hmm.
That was when Kurt was the good old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
didn't
do you
watch
see
it.
the new Curb?
No, Kurt.
I
Kurt
couldn't make it through.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
What do we have?
guys,
today's episode of the Adam Friedland Show is brought to you by Mando.
this is a product that I have personal experience in using. It's from the makers of Loom deodorant.
We don't have it here. I actually do have these. Let me look through that real quick. I'm gonna make sure I don't say
copy?
anything you're not supposed to say on here.
This can't be going well.
No, this is going fine.
This podcast?
Yeah.
I'm
Why?
having a blast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have Woody Allen on. It's great.
When is he coming on?
I've made 2 attempts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because he did Alec Baldwin's Weird Zoom show.
I know, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, they did. They sent us That's what I have at home. They sent us the deodorant wipes, which I ended up using because I was on opiates for a week. And then
Why?
from
Well,
his surgery.
Oh, for the surgery. I understand.
And I didn't shit for 4 days. And I had to like drink a bunch of prune juice. I have an enema sitting at home because I got really like desperate. And then
Enema of the state.
I finally did. I hurt myself pretty bad in the bathroom. But then I was like, then you have the opposite problem.
Then
because
it's all coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I shit myself. Luckily in the bathroom like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And the Mando wipes were there, and I had to clean myself.
How did it feel to walk a mile in my shoes?
Well, I was kind of walking a foot. I was already in.
Well,
the
you walked
bathroom.
one
Men
foot in my
love to
shoes.
talk about shitting themselves.
I'm
I
doing
don't.
it in the
I-
it's
context
some
of
like
saying-
I
it's some
famously
like
shit myself.
And Mando helped me clean myself up and restore my dignity in my bathroom after having.
it doesn't feel great.
you're
Nick,
in the
does
bathroom. Can't you get in the shower right away
You
That's
can,
what I
but
did
mean,
when I was at Nick's
wanted
house
to
and I shit
clean-
my
I
pants.
wanted to clean myself up.
first and then go in the shower?
Yeah, just so I'm not
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
shit all over the fucking.
Running down your leg.
Yeah, exactly.
Mando whole body deodorant is the all-terrain vehicle of deodorants. It goes everywhere. Put it on your pits, package, feet,
And you'll say,
skin folds,
man,
back.
do I want to kill myself after
Man.
shitting my pants? And
100%, yeah. Guys, this is going to save lives. It goes on your penis, your feet, your folds, your pussy, your back, your knees, you're everywhere. Body odor happens all over the body. So why are you just putting deodorant on your pits? Good question. Mando is powerful. It's clinically proven to control odor everywhere, but gentle enough for your sensitive bits, like your balls, taint, pussy, asshole. Can we think of other ones? I don't know. Your where are we? Okay. Special offer. New customers get $5 off the starter pack with our exclusive code.
did we get more than just the wipes? I think Ginsburg took the rest of that shit home. I don't. He can't
I
do
could have
that.
used that
I
today.
thought, did we already do a read with these people?
No, I think this is the first time.
So but product we haven't even been able to
This is
like
bullshit.
show.
There
on
aren't
camera
any
yet.
other boxes here?
I think the wipes was what. But
Place
hey,
is
let
pretty
me tell you this: the
disorganized.
wipes work great. I cleaned
Yeah.
myself up. There was.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to my sister Chaya, who I think really invented the using the wipe again. She was using baby wipes, I remember, over 10 years ago. She always had them in the bathroom, baby wipes. They didn't sell them in other packaging yet, where they realized they could charge double like this.
For
It's
men.
just a baby wipe.
It's for men. Well, it's a
Yeah,
Mando.
but there's a scent.
and it scented.
And you say, oh, what? They just put a different smell in there. It's like, okay, you tell me how they did it.
Yeah,
Tell me the science. Tell me how they
what's
did
the
it.
science, huh?
Of what?
Chaya.
How do you add? Yeah.
Use code TAFS at shopmando.com.
I might need more water.
That's shopmando.com. Code TAFS. Guys, this is, Nick gave a really good testimonial for how he uses it. Folks, it was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for 72 hours, baking soda free, paraben free, I hate parabens personally, pH balanced for safe use below the belt. Women need to always control the pH. Their vaginas are like swimming pools, kind of. They have to
Yeah,
like do like a little test strip.
pH vagina would be a good
I
name
think
for like a
pH
novelist or a playwright.
pH vagina.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly when we're having sex with men.
Yeah,
I
because
think that's when it gets fucked
we
up.
don't
'Cause I've
wash
never
the
had to
penis.
deal with anything like that.
with a woman.
I'm saying, yeah, girls, I don't
Well, you
have
can't
to deal
technically
with pH.
have actual sex, personally.
No, exactly.
Yeah, it's just a mushying.
So that's
kind of
why. Well, we don't really do that either. It's mostly fingers, tongue, and toys.
Is there a Rolex?
third base.
It is.
She's into washes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's
Try it
nice.
on,
I mean,
try it
it's
on.
kind of shocking.
Try
Why
it
is
on.
that shocking?
I mean,
Try
it
it
doesn't
on.
fit with the rest of the outfit, I guess.
Why
No,
doesn't
no,
it
she
fit with
likes
the rest
nice
of the
things.
You
outfit?
just have like a really nice watch.
Listen, what's wrong with the rest of the outfit?
It looks like it's from a gift shop in Dublin.
He's talking
That's
to me
promo
about
code
my outfit.
TAFS and shopmando.com.
Can you
Let's
imagine
go back
that
to
he's
this.
talking to me about my outfit?
Yeah, I look
I'm
like shit
having so
across
much
the
fun
board.
right
I'm
now.
not wearing a
Continue,
Rolex.
continue. Let's hear about her outfit in the Rolex.
I think it looks
looks
nice
great,
with my
yeah.
sweater.
It looks phenomenal.
You know what?
Nick,
This
try
watch
it
I
on.
wear
She's been-
I wear this watch every
Is
single
that the
day.
Air King?
It's just it's a simple. It's a
Yeah, can your
1991
watch do
vintage
that?
Air King.
No, she doesn't have Snoopy
No,
on
I
it.
don't. This I think Steve Jobs would roll over
Good, fuck yeah.
if he saw that this is what they put out. That still looks like an iPhone 3G just on your wrist. He would have put it out when it looked like this.
Did it have Snoopy on it? The
did
iPhone
have Snoopy.
3G.
You know, by the time it looked like a watch. Remember when the Mac Air came out? Right? He came out with a manila envelope, just an envelope. He was like, oh, I just have an envelope. And he pulls out this computer, beautiful. With the watch, he would have, until it looked like just a regular watch, he would have just walked out and been like, what's the time? Flipped it, and it would have turned on. But instead, they threw his old iPhone 3G onto the wrist. It's like nobody is fooled.
What do you mean?
It's just not a watch.
But it's
It's a
got-
phone on a wrist.
It's got
a
Snoopy
phone
on it.
It
wristlet.
has Snoopy as your text.
It's a phone wristlet.
What else do you do with it, Nick?
I keep track of where we at with the reads. and
Yeah,
stuff.
can you do that?
Yeah, it can do that. A lot of
Can I
people
try
don't
it
know
on?
that. Yeah, looks so good on you.
It looks really
You know
good.
that I tried to help Maya get you one for Christmas.
She's not going to spend that money.
Why? She comes from
I
money. You
told her I-
barely have her spending at the apartment.
You know that magazine DuPont Registry?
Okay,
No.
but don't close it because your wrist, it's not
I'm
much
not
bigger
gonna
than
close
mine,
it.
but it's
no,
bigger.
I have a woman's wrist.
No, he has such bad hands, but look how good that looks. Don't close it though.
Oh my
It's a
God.
very simple watch.
We got to get into
stainless
time
steel.
pieces.
No,
Silver
I'll
dial.
never do that. I'll
Oh
never be
my
a watch
God.
guy.
Feels so good.
No, you won't.
Feels so nice on this. Thank you. Thanks for letting me do
Not at all.
that. When I first met Robbie, she
No, I'm okay. I'm
first
almost-
Stop being prideful. Put
I'm
it
not
on this
being
hand.
prideful.
Put it on this
My
hand.
sense of comfort is being my space, is personal space being invaded.
He's fucking.
no, you
He's being-
respect his
no.
Space.
He's being.
He's my
a
best
naysayer.
friend. You'd be respectful.
I'm your best friend.
You're kind of.
Yeah, me and him are just business partners.
No, that's not true. I kind of love. I'm in love with both of you. In kind of
For
similar
different
ways,
reasons?
also.
Oh,
no,
for
kind
what
of
reasons?
the same. Kind of the same. When the two of you make fun of me,
He wanted to try it on, but because
there's
I told
an
him then to
intimacy-
try it on,
I did
he
more
said
than-
no. He's one of those guys.
Because I don't think it's
That
gonna.
if I
I'm not
don't
gonna
tell
be-
you to do something, you want to do.
He
as
doesn't
soon
like
as
to
I
be-
want,
no, he has
it's
oppositional
okay.
defiance.
It's okay.
That's why I
I
don't wanna
was
be
close
touched.
before.
Second
no,
I
was-
Nick
I
has
was close
oppositional
before,
defiance.
but- and
You
I
can't
didn't
tell him
touch
what
you.
to do. He has to
He has
happen.
exactly.
He has to happen
exactly.
upon
He's
things
like
on
a
his
girl
own.
like that. He's like a girl.
It's
like
not a
that.
girl
just don't
thing.
wanna
It's
try
That's
to
fine.
watch on.
Exactly.
So what am I
We
gonna be like?
understand
Oh
you.
wow,
We
now
see.
I get it.
We see.
She
Now I
said she
understand.
was
We
doing
see.
a nice thing where she said,
was doing a
try
nice
it on and you'll be like,
Try on my expensive watch.
no, and you would feel maybe a little bit nice being
You
like,
don't have
oh,
to-
the
Yeah,
Queen of England.
Yeah, you don't have a
feel
watch
nice.
like that, do you, fuck face?
She wasn't
What a
doing
nice
it in a
thing to do.
rude way. No. She was trying
See,
to.
his,
No, she
his
wasn't doing it
insecurities
that.
come out. No, let him. It all comes.
No,
to,
it's
it's
not
all
this.
projection.
Okay, so
nothing to do.
I'm not
Robby,
projecting
Robby
anything.
DMs.
Okay, sure.
It's not projection.
No,
Shut.
it
You
can
don't
be
even know what that
defensive.
means.
It's okay.
Robby DMs me. I meet her in New York. We got along, and then she DMs me. I see her in Portland. Can I come feature for USA? Of course.
Wasn't that fun?
We're in the airport. I meet up with her. She refuses to take her mask off. This is years after COVID, and I say, "What's with the mask?" You're actually at this point it's kind of rude, and,
Right.
and you're like, I can't tell you, big dicking me, big like I can't tell
I just
you.
had my tits sewn onto my face.
I
so
just
don't want anyone to
I
see.
can't tell you, but like I cannot breathe your air, right? Eventually takes the mask off. We argue for 4 hours, straight up 4 hours, screaming at each other, and she looks down at my hands and wrists, and she said, "Your hands and wrists are pathetic."
They're very small. They're very small.
She
They're not
highlighted
pathetic.
my
I said
number
they're
one
small.
insecurity like with laser-like focus.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, the two of you, there's an intimacy to the way both of you guys make fun of me, which is comforting.
How do you?
It
make
makes me
fun of
kind of
him?
feel loved at a certain point.
I don't think I make fun of him really.
Yeah, I don't
Criticize.
I was just saying.
It's as
your
if you
hands
know
are
me
small.
so well. It
I say things like you're
makes
late
me feel loved.
to you're
No,
late to
no,
showing up.
there's more. There's more.
Have you guys seen each other's penises?
Probably over the years at this point. Have you seen my penis? Yeah, we did. We from the boys chat during COVID.
Oh right, you
we
kept
all
sending
sent-
naked pictures of yourself.
No, okay. During COVID, my friend Brian in a different boys chat started a game that we all started playing, where the game was it's gay to send girls a dick pic, but it's cool if you send the fellas a dick pic, right? So we started in that boys chat, and then I sent one, and then Brian said, "Are you puffed?" I said, "I'm not puffed," and then he sent Maya the picture. He said, "Tell me if Adam's puffed in that." Very funny. And so then I'm in a different chat with Steven and Alex and Nick, and I played it there. And so yeah, I suppose Nick has seen my penis at this point.
And what did you think of it?
I completely I forgot until this moment.
How could you forget?
I don't know. I don't care.
I remember my dad got up one time and
Forgot.
his like ball hung out from his fucking underwear, and I can't forget it.
Your father's tested
And
it.
I probably was 6.
You never saw his full package. His
No,
full package.
just the ball, I believe.
I guess you're not a boy. I saw my dad's dick a lot growing up.
Oh yeah, no, we changed separately.
Yeah, no,
the
your
whole
dad
lot.
kind of just walks around naked until you're like 5 or
Yeah,
6.
it's annoying. It's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Have
just
you
like
seen
yeah.
your mother naked?
I mean, well, we bathed together until
Yeah. Have you seen
an
your mother
older
naked?
age.
I don't. Yeah, well, my mom still just she'll shit with the door wide open.
I
She
feel
visited me and she was like doing that in my apartment.
I literally,
Like,
I
what
feel
are you-
so bad when I think back on seeing my mother naked. We would go to the all-girls swimming at the Y, and we would change in the locker room into the bathing suits. So maybe I'm also a kid. Maybe I'm 8 years old. I don't know how young I am, but I'm a little kid. And she would change so freely. I was such a private kid always. I would go to the stall, the bathroom stall, even in
Yeah.
the locker room, and I would change there. And her tits just flew up. And I would call her, I'm like, it's disgusting.
Is she a big
I
girl?
would call a woman, like, I was like, Ma, it's disgusting. And her hair, and
Your
I
mom's
just,
a big girl?
my mom is like
I
a
mean,
bowling
she's got
ball.
a body?
Oh, she's had 10 kids. I mean, her tits are massive milk jugs.
Robby, for the viewer, she was born in Crown Heights. You were
Yeah.
Lubavitch, and then you moved.
To Montreal.
Your parents divorced, and then you moved to Montreal.
Yeah, another Lubavitch community in Montreal.
Yeah. So Nick and I at Great T. I mean, do you have any additional information on the tunnels that you want to share?
I know the whole thing about the tunnels. Did you call me about the tunnels? Somebody called me about the tunnels.
I think I text you and I said that we need to protect our boys.
Well, I think now it's
Because a lot of people
I
were
think now
besmirching
it's
us.
I think now it's pretty known. But basically, there's this faction. I don't know how interested your
Don't
audience
give the
will
boring
be in this.
answer. Give a funny
I'm giving
answer.
the boring. Oh, because he talks 16 minutes about his tooth. I can't talk about this.
You were asking questions about
Exactly.
this.
I'm the guest.
I don't care.
Okay, so
I
thank
didn't
you.
invite you.
Okay, so thank you. There's a faction in the Are you Jewish?
Yes,
Is he?
of course.
I'm not Jewish.
Okay,
He's
but
Jewish.
anyway, there's
I-
different
I-
kinds. You know, there's different
I know
kinds
about-
of Hasidic.
yes,
We
I
know.
understand.
We've talked about the truth.
I understand what the tunnels are for. They've already been told.
was a-
Adam's explained it.
I explained it already on the show.
He's throwing it to you to give a joke answer.
It was a joke
Okay,
answer.
But,
It was like
but
at
wait,
midnight.
what did you tell him?
That these guys, that the Rebbe had
just
plans
wanna
to
make it
expand
bigger,
770. Yeah.
They
That's
don't want
not
to get
true.
permits.
That's
No.
not true.
There were these.
That's not true.
What is it? So
What
give us
is
the
it
truth.
is there's a faction when the Rebbe died, everybody, mourned him, but there was a small faction of Lubavitch Jews who considered him the Messiah, the Mashiach.
Myself included.
This faction grew a little bit, and they felt like this is his temple. That's where he was the rabbi. That's where he was, the Alter Rebbe and all that. And they wanted a bigger place for the idea of him being the Mashiach, the Messiah. So they
Yeah.
were trying to, not expand what was already there, but make almost a separate space under there, and eventually maybe take over the rest of it. I don't know about that. But they were trying, there's now infighting a little bit, some who believe he was the Messiah and some who don't believe. Most people don't believe, but the few people that believe were trying to make more room for that.
Why would you believe that he was?
I know.
I mean, it's
I know,
like
'cause
because
everything
then
is
it's like
still shit.
exactly. It's like, well, then fuck this. I mean, stop.
Well, then you're a Christian.
no more religion here.
Yeah, like it didn't come.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Well, then
Like
it's coming back.
If Christ
like
came back,
Jesus.
if there was a second coming of
Yeah.
Christ, right? And he's like, oh, here I am, and he proves it. He's the Son of God, and they're like, great. So like, can you
Peace
fix
on
anything?
earth.
He's like, nah, I can open a fucking CarMax franchise.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about it.
No,
well, wouldn't it
is
be the
bizarre.
third coming? Because he died and then he came back 4 days later, no?
Yeah, but the second coming of Christ is
Yeah, the
the-
messianic
the
age.
war with the Antichrist.
Uh-huh.
What's the Antichrist?
The Antichrist
It's
is
probably one of
in-
the two of us.
Yeah.
Have you had Shia LaBeouf on yet? You know he's a Catholic now.
I'd love to have him on. You want to know about the Antichrist?
Yeah, what is it?
Ask Nick.
Yeah, the Antichrist, all the Christian Zionists, they believe that there's going to be the third temple will be built, and that
The Beis HaMikdash.
and the Antichrist will put himself in the throne of God at the third temple.
So can't we get on with just building this temple? and
That's
see
what I
That's
said.
what
That's-
evangelicals want to
Well,
do.
that's what I've said.
Oh, so they have
since-
so much money. They build all kinds of
This
churches.
is Nick's plan for peace in the Middle East.
So are they building it or what?
First of all, here's the thing. Israel can go into Gaza and they can kill 2 million people. They
Right.
can do that and there will not be any kind of meaningful consequence. The Arab world's not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's not going to be any. So the humanitarian solution is for Israel, likewise, to just blow up the Al-Aqsa Mosque and build the third temple.
Right, and
A lot
they
less
need the
people
red
die.
cow. They need
lot
a
less-
red cow.
A lot less people will die. The Arab world will do nothing except get mad. There might be like a little bit of terrorism, but nobody's going to
Yeah.
die. You build the third temple, and then nothing happens, and then we can stop.
But
we
where's
stop
the
playing
third
this game.
temple? Because like people like Joel
On the Temple
Olsen
Mount.
or
It's
all
It's on the
this.
mount.
You have to
Oh,
build
it has to
It's
be
where
somewhere
the-
specific.
it's
Okay,
on the
because I'm
Temple
saying
Mount.
they're building huge churches now. There
No,
must
no,
be
no,
a
no.
temple
You
that
gotta-
exists
you gotta-
already.
you
that's
gotta build
built
it-
with
It's
the
you gotta
the
third
Beis
build
HaMikdash.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to build it where the
Do
first.
we
and
have a
second-
base of Mikdash again?
No, they have to do it there.
Oh, it's the Jewish third temple?
Yeah.
It's the Jewish
Oh,
third
it
temple,
is.
and that's evangelicals are breeding the red heifer. In Texas, they're breeding a
Yeah,
red cow.
that's what kind of drove
Because
it. That's what
you need to
cranked
make
it
a
to
sacrifice
11.
at the Beis HaMikdash of a red cow.
Because it says in the Bible.
I
that-
feel like
that
they should have been able to do this already.
Well, Nick's saying they should try.
They
at
didn't
least.
have enough. First of all, the cows didn't even exist in Israel until the 1980s.
But they can't sacrifice a different cow?
No, it has to be a red heifer, and it has to be. You have to have a certain amount because you need that.
See,
You need that to purify all of the Jewish diaspora.
you know what my whole thing is? Listen, there's nothing I don't believe to a point of like if you told me there was an afterlife, I'd be like, sure,
Santa.
that's just as plausible as
Do you
us
believe
being
Santa?
here. Like whatever.
You said there's nothing you don't believe.
Look, it could happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa could happen.
It
So
could.
it doesn't
I don't
exist
know.
currently, but there could be a Santa.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything. But bottom
She's
line,
open-minded.
I'm
How about the
open
Nightmare
to.
Before Christmas?
Do you
I
believe
don't know what
that?
that
If
is.
there's Halloweenville, Halloween Town, and then
Is
Christmas.
it possible for Jack
that
Skellington
possible?
to go to Christmas land and then become Santa?
If there's an afterlife, it's as possible as that we're here. Okay. My whole thing with organized religions and their narrative like this, they need a red heifer cow or this and that, is like how specific. Like I could understand to a religious person, okay, yeah, maybe there's something greater than us, whether it's a God, it's energy, it's whatever you think, I'm down. But to say like there's such a specific narrative, it's like Mary married this and had a baby, and then it's like and the son and the it's just like it's too specific. The red heifer and this, it's like it's too specific a narrative. If you had something more general, I can understand
it's
that.
the specificity that sort of bolsters the belief.
Yeah, it's a
like,
story.
From
It
the
makes it
outside,
into a
well,
story.
no, it's not because it's a story. From the outside, you're like, yeah, they need a red cow. I mean, it
Yeah.
just seems absurd and crazy. But if you're in the religion and the source of all of the red cow stuff and all of that specificity is also saying, over 75 years, these things will happen. And they seem specific, but you could like vaguely apply that to different times in history. Then these people, that's their entire community. It's like, okay, the state of Israel is created. Like there's a war from these outside nations, and Israel wins despite all odds, and like all of these things. It's like the specific.
Oh, so that was called sometime before, and then all these things are happening?
That's why I think it's on the rise, is because a lot of it, and it all comes from like Ezekiel and Revelation.
So these were like predictions that now we're seeing.
that are in the
you're
Bible.
saying. Oh, okay.
So evangelicals in America see this and they think it's happening now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean,
happens-
at the bottom of it is just like a very basic, like thing that's true about human psychology, is that your brain is designed to solve problems and see connections and things. And so, like, there's always, especially if you're already involved in the religion, but you're going to look at something that says, like, oh, it says all of these things are going to happen, and you're going to try and make that true.
Right, exactly.
You know.
It's like when you start looking, it's like, oh, I always, I have a lucky number. I'm starting to see it all the time. Well, you're more into looking at it.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't understand something so simple as that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the idea will continue to persist. But the humanitarian secular answer is literally to just blow up that fucking mosque and just build the third
Well,
temple.
wait,
by
that
force.
mosque, can't that just be the third temple? What is it now, the
No,
mosque?
there's a specific design for the
Oh,
temple.
really?
But it's
Okay.
also, it's a mosque. It's not,
It's a temple, though.
it's not a, yeah. But
Oh,
it's
it
not,
has to be a synagogue.
Yeah.
It
And it has
be
to
the
be where that
design
mosque is.
of-
But how long has that mosque been there?
Since 1,300 years.
So it's been there forever. So
Yeah.
why would it also be there?
The second temple was destroyed in the early turn, like right
and they
after
built
the
the
year
mosque
zero.
over that.
Like what year?
Did they build the
Hundreds
mosque
of
over
years
that?
Later, 'cause
Okay.
It was the Babylonians that destroyed
You know what?
the
I
second
feel
temple.
like Hashem.
first
I
temple.
feel like
The
God would
Romans did the second.
understand if we built a third one. Let's say you believe this. I feel like God would understand. Listen, it was already a thing there. We moved it over a couple of feet,
Yeah.
and we built it here. Like, what kind of a God is not like? Unless you get me my exact thing. What is he like, King Tut?
Well,
No.
God from 6,000 years ago.
Yeah. The God from the Old Testament is like a messy bitch.
No, literally. It's like
the
it has
people-
to be
it's a
exact.
completely different world. Like, can you
He has,
imagine,
like, the
can you imagine-
designs.
Can you
Is he
imagine
a
going
gay-
back to biblical times and trying to
He's a gay guy.
explain Sandra Oh to them? Like, just, yeah, it's like, well, she's like an actress.
She was great in Sideways.
Yeah, people, yeah.
Oh, she was. I watched that on.
I
TV
love
recently.
that movie.
Yeah.
I love
hadn't
that
seen
movie.
It, and I thought, you know what?
I
'Cause when I
love
saw it,
it.
I was a kid, and I thought it was so boring. But I didn't know what the hell was going on.
It's so
I
good.
watched it recently. It's so good.
I watched it in Tampa with Caleb.
It's really good.
So us.
It's really good.
I want to do a trip
So
like that
us.
with Nick one day.
Speaking of,
Yeah, speaking of.
Okay, I'm getting water while you do this.
Okay, speaking of.
I'm going to get
Do you want
also.
water? I'll get you water. We were on a bad start. I'll get you water. You'll see.
Can I, make sure to use the cool setting rather than the cold one. For
I
me.
am
Yeah,
using the
cool.
cool.
Because of his stitches. The middle button. There's a medical thing, okay?
Do you see this guy? The middle button, I got it.
Okay, guys, ever tried to break a bad habit and felt like you're climbing Everest in flip-flops? Yeah, we've been there too. But here's the breath of fresh air, Fume. It's not about giving up, it's about switching up. Fume takes your habit and simply makes it better, healthier, and a whole lot more enjoyable. Fume is innovative, award-winning flavored air that does just that. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural, and instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. I love that. I love that line in the copy. Welcome back, Robby.
Thank you.
You gotta, where is it? Give her one.
Here, Robby, here's the product.
What is this?
So it's flavored air.
Oh, I've been saying they should have something like this.
They gave us a bunch of these, so you can take that home with you.
Wait, I've been saying they should have this.
So try it out. So open it up.
The packaging is really nice. Really nice.
These are the
packaging.
cores. So you got to put it in. It's very artisanal.
And look how heavy that is. Feel that.
That's part of it.
And
Is
feel
Look
like,
how heavy
feel
that
the action
is. Feel
on the
this.
It's got a
twist.
fidget thing too.
Feel how heavy this is.
I know, it's nice. It's natural materials.
Really nice.
This is like substantial.
That's actually why I wanted you to try on the watch, is to feel the weight of it. I love something that's a little hefty and substantial. I have a dress watch that's very light that I love for that, but I love feeling like I'm ready to go. No, what? My
So
dress
these-
watch was nothing.
Here's
It's
you
a
go.
Hamilton.
Here you go. So
American
this flavor core is crisp mint. Load that into the Fume.
Merry
It's like
Christmas.
loading a gun.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Am I doing it
Christmas.
right, though?
Yeah, load it.
Oh my
It's
God.
like
Do
loading
you
a
see? It's
fume.
like loading a gun.
Okay, and see the bottom? See the bottom of the wood? So
Yeah.
you can control the amount of air that you're pulling. So I like to choke it down, like only a little bit of air, so it feels like you're really pulling on that.
But where do you don't blow out?
You blow out. There's no vapor.
You're not supposed to say either of those. I think.
No, it says instead of vapor, it's flavored air.
Oh, okay.
But what do you do? There's no. I want. You know what I do want? A little bit of.
That is what you want. and
You
it's
want this.
perfect.
You want
I
this,
want-
Robby.
No,
You
I-
can't
The
believe how
taste.
nice it is.
The taste the first time you tried it.
Wow, I don't think this is perfect for me.
Just it's amazing, isn't it?
The taste is great. You know what? No.
Can't, look, we already had to.
Have
redo
you
the
had a?
We had to redo the first 10 minutes of the podcast over your.
Okay, well, fine. You want to start on a new start, so I'll say
No, no,
exactly.
no.
This is exactly what I've been looking for my whole fucking life. Is this to blow air that has a little bit of a gum in it?
Thank you, Robby.
Perfect, amazing.
Okay, think of a refreshing herbal tea. If
It is a great. It really is a great thing to play with.
That's what.
Is
That's
this
part of it.
ruining this?
no,
it's
you
designed-
can do it all
supposed to
day.
be
It's like a
like that.
fidget spinner.
I did the same thing. I picked it up. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like a fidget spinner, but they designed it like that on purpose so you can fidget with it.
And what's like this has like two pieces. Is that anything or just
I think
designed
just
to
adds
hold it?
weight, yeah.
It's nice
Yeah.
to hold it.
It's
you put your
incredibly
fingers.
well weighted. It's perfectly balanced, and it's extremely fun to fidget with.
Yeah, it's like you can have it like if you have like a string or something, you can.
Yeah, I'm a fidgety type of
Yeah,
person. I fidget with my hair.
It's really,
This is helpful
it's
for
designed
me.
for people with tactile fixations and oral
Yeah,
fixations.
because I do this with my hair a piece since the 3rd grade. And my teacher said that I would go bald by 6th grade. I never did. So I continued to do it. But it's not great for my hair. It's no question.
No, it's not great. So, guys, here's the deal. You start your year off right.
Does it give you good breath? It does feel kind of minty.
It fills your mouth with a good flavor. And
it's
guess
called
what?
Fume.
Fume just released a magnetic stand for your Fume, so there's no more losing it around the house. It's built with fidgeting in mind. You could spin your Fume around on it. Okay? So start your year off right with the good habit by going to tryfume. That's FUM, and getting the Journey Pack today. Fume is giving listeners of this show 10% off when they use my code TAFS to help make starting the good habit.
It comes with 3 in the pack.
3 in a pack, and they have multiple flavors that are phenomenal flavors.
I don't know how long those things last.
It says 3 days, and they give you 3. So this is like if
No,
this is easily.
no, you can't say.
I've been doing so good.
I
with
know
this
it's not your
fucking
fault.
app.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. We had a
Well,
phone
you have
call.
to cut this
Okay,
too.
like
They're mad at you.
we'll go
Yeah.
back through it and we'll make the we'll
I
clean
think I
this
made
up.
it so good.
You didn't do anything. You made it incredible, and a lot of that is
And
great.
it matches what I'm wearing. It's kind of classy.
It's classy. It's
That's
got
right.
real natural
Keep it.
materials,
It's
wood.
yours.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep this.
Start the good habit at
I want to see that stand. that they got.
Maybe it's in the box.
tryfuse.com/TAFS.
You know what it makes me think of? Remember, you don't see them anymore, but you know that thing executives used to have on their desk,
Oh yeah.
The-
The
like-
pen quill.
no, the bird.
Yeah, that.
Oh, I
No, the bird
love that
balances on the
thing.
bird
yeah,
that
yeah. I love
balances.
that thing.
I love
I
that
love
thing.
Not the Newton balls.
I love that thing.
Yeah, yeah. This thing.
No, not the drinking
Now,
bird.
can I have your
it
real vape?
balances on its.
Don't you think now that the commercial is over, if it had a vape, but no nicotine, that would be perfect?
We'll wait to say that word. We'll clean. Don't worry. You're phenomenal.
You
You're
know
great.
what? I've watched your show.
Which
Most
one?
guests, they get questions, this and that.
No, that's the talk show. You're on the Adam Friedland Show podcast.
Is it video?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Both are video.
Both are video. Yes. And they go
So
on the same
you can't
channel.
ask me questions because we're not
I'll
on the
ask you
show.
questions.
Okay.
Okay. So Robby,
Nick, did we do okay on this fume?
Yeah.
yeah, we did great.
Good.
We did great. So Robby,
Yeah,
One of
man.
these things, a bird that balances on.
I love
I
that
love
fucking
that.
bird.
Yeah.
What is it, magnet or weight?
I think it's just a weight.
Weight.
Yeah.
yeah, I love those kind of things.
Yeah.
Nick, did you like those toys that were like two things interlocked that you had, it was like a puzzle?
The puzzles. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You were
Yeah.
good at those?
Well, I don't know if I was good at them.
My dad was always really good at those.
That was just like, remember how the mall used to have like a Discovery store?
Yes.
The mall would have, there's that, and maybe there's a Smithsonian store.
Uh-huh.
I miss fucking around at the mall and poking it. You know, you go into the Radio Shack, you,
Brookstone sitting on the
around.
massage chairs.
yeah. Like
I
you just
love the
putzed
mall.
around.
I love them all.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What-
07 recession. The things we lost.
We really did lose that.
A lot of stuff.
That culture was great.
Yeah. Also,
You grew up right by a mall.
yeah, and then that mall they did not survive the 07 recession. You know what it really killed was like the mid-tier, like restaurant, like Ruby Tuesdays and Bennigan's and all of those places. Like, you're like, I just want to go. I guess Applebee's is the only thing that
And
lasted.
Chili's.
Which they're all shitty,
They're so bad.
but you used to have options.
They're
Mhm.
so
You know what I
bad.
mean? It's like, should we go to Chili's? It's like, nah, let's go to Chevy's instead.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's just makes salsa now.
Carrabba's is still around too. It's not Macaroni Grill anymore. It's just Carrabba's Macaroni Grill is now Carrabba's. And they run ads everywhere now. I've been driving a lot and listening to the radio. Yeah. So Robby, you're from Canada, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Montreal.
Do you have an 01?
No, I'm a dual citizen.
Oh,
Born in
nice.
New York. My
Oh,
mother
right.
is from Montreal, and so I was born a dual citizen.
Montreal.
Yeah,
I always
Montreal.
hated the way they said it there.
How do you say it?
Well, they'd have to make it like stinkier just because they're French.
Stinky French.
Why? How
Yeah.
do they say it?
They say
I asked-
Montreal.
You know,
Montreal.
I asked a French friend
Montreal.
of mine from Paris what it sounds like to him, and he said it sounds like shit, the way you guys speak French.
What do you want from me?
He said it sounds like
my
a-
mother was divorced. She was beaten to a pulp for 13 years.
I'm not saying.
I grew up without a father. We went there.
I'm
we
not
were
saying it
poor.
has nothing to do with your.
Okay, I share a room with my sisters. We had some cat for the mice. I don't know what to tell you.
What I'm saying is
I
the
ended up
accent
there. I
to
had
them
nothing to
sounds
do
like
with
it's
it.
from the 1800s.
Well, it was very bad. We didn't have French, and we were forced to learn French last minute. You can't pick up a language.
How's your French?
It's good now, but it was really hard when you're suddenly going to French immersion school. You're learning math in French.
Did you have to learn other things like ménage à trois and stuff, and having an affair and
We did do that in
smoking
sex ed.
cigs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I smoked a cig in high school.
Yeah, you learned like more of a French cultural.
Yeah, but it was, French, Montreal French culture is just disgusting.
It's
you
like
know what I mean?
redneck speaking
Yeah,
French.
it's
kind of
really
nice.
the role. There's a real big rift
Don't they
between
like
the
not have a
Anglophone
word for like car?
auto.
Yeah, because it's like, well, that's English.
No, they say
It's a
auto.
cognate.
An auto.
What's the word then?
They
Sorry,
have
I
word
just
for
tried to
car.
Pull my stitches again.
No.
Oh, you pulled
Nick.
it?
Yeah, they're like fucked up.
He's playing hurt right now.
No.
Do we have ice? What should we be doing for this?
I'm fine. But aren't they like missing words because like the French was imported like 200 years ago, so they didn't.
The French is so dirty there. It's very like tagus, and it's one of the you know what? I'm biased because when you grow up an Anglophone there, and they're so mad at you that you're not learning French fast enough. Like, you learn French, but my accent isn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a second language. You know, it's actually a third language. So for me, it's like I'm doing the best, and it's not good enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, I remember then I finally knew French. I'm working now in Montreal, one of my first jobs, and we go out after work at 5 to 7.
You're an accountant?
Yeah. And we go out, and the waiter comes, and I'm speaking French with all my colleagues, whatever. The waiter comes, I order in English. They said, why'd you order in English? You know, I mean, shit's just, but I said, I prefer to speak English. And I told it to my French colleagues, and it's like they're insulted. It's like, I actually don't love speaking French. I prefer to speak English. It's not, they take it so personally. It's like, it's nothing to take personal. I also don't like playing soccer. It's not,
Yeah.
what, should I lie to you and say, I love.
And they all speak English too.
They speak English, but they make it a point.
It's the same in Paris too. They're rude about it.
Yeah, it's like rude about it. It's like, bitch, I learned the shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be perfect. You don't speak fuck all. Your English accent sounds like trash.
Yeah. I asked a
So
French
that's it.
friend of mine recently to do like, you know how we do like a stereotypical Chinese accent in
Yeah.
English? I'm like, what does that sound like the French version?
Yeah.
To do a real stereotypical, and I asked Chinese and he did it and I'm like, that just sounds like French to me. And I was like, can you do like an African accent? And it, to me, to my ear, I was like, that just sounds like French. And then he did Belgian and it was like, and it was like so insulting. And I could tell, I was like, oh, they look down on these people and think that they're the absolute biggest losers in the entire
Montreal
world.
has such the French there, just in Quebec, they have such an inferiority complex. Like, they think, like, you know, I grew up, like, hating Toronto. Like, you were supposed to hate Toronto. I moved to Toronto. They embraced me with open arms.
Yeah, but those people are freaks.
Okay, no, they embraced me. It was great. I loved it. But it's like Toronto's not talking about Montreal that way. Toronto's like, Montreal's a fun place. Like, we go for a weekend, we drink, whatever. It's like in Montreal, they hate the rest of Canada. It's like they're insecure about something. That said, it is a better hometown to have than most.
It's the best city in France.
Like if I get
or
if,
in
if,
Canada.
if I get to, you know, I get to bring my girl, my home that we're going in May, God willing. I get to bring her to Montreal. It's like way better. She's bringing me to Denver. No
Yeah, Denver
offense.
is crap.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's like at least I'm bringing her somewhere fucking amazing.
Nick loved Montreal.
You did. What are you doing now?
I'm
Are we
checking
gonna-
to see if I'm okay here. Sorry.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I'll make a follow up. But I mean, Montreal was fine.
You went on the boat, on the rowboat with Sav. You had a very romantic day.
Yeah, I mean, we just did something to do during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of. There's really no part of Canada I thought was like awesome.
Toronto, I really don't like.
I love it.
It's weird. There's something like off about Toronto. There's like a desperation about Toronto.
Really?
Like they really want to be accepted by as like a cosmopolitan place. Yeah, there was a coffee shop that had a sign in the window that said, "Our milkshakes bring all the genders to the yard," and I was like, "That's
yeah, but you see that
bizarre."
stuff in Brooklyn.
No, no,
Yeah.
No, not that, because that's
no,
like
that's
dated
just
and weird.
insane.
The whole
yeah,
thing is.
It's
it's a
song-
song
it's
from
a s-
15, 20 years ago.
Listen, I don't think the U.S. could talk about being dated. The style and everything
that
in
was what I was
Canada.
gonna
The
say.
U.S. is the
I was
best
gonna
place.
say about the halftime show. It's like I thought it was bad, but whatever. I mean, you enjoyed it, whatever.
No, I like the songs.
All right. It's that like not just the halftime show, but then all the commercials I see. There's references to Friends and fucking Ben Affleck.
That
yeah,
would
like
drive me
what
insane.
the fuck?
And all of this shit where it's like this. I could not tell the difference between this Super Bowl and
20
Super Bowl
years ago.
33. You know, it's
Yeah.
like has culture just like frozen?
I
Is
think
it
all
locked?
commercials are like you get two random celebrities, you get like Schitt's Creek gay
You're
guy,
not
and
listening
then
to what I'm saying. It's that
I
it's
hear
that
you
all
exactly,
of
and I
these
agree.
cultural references are incredibly dated.
Well,
right.
think about why they're doing this. You know what they showed also with the Super Bowl commercials? They're redoing Twister.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah, they
we're,
are.
we're not even making a new idea.
One of the celebrities commercials, they have Kid and Play. It's fucking Kid and Play, man. Like they're like
That's 40 years ago.
I mean, yeah.
House
literally.
Party is 40 years
It's
ago.
from. It's like, is a 23-year-old being like, oh shit, fucking EPND.
But you know what? But you know what it is?
like-
People watching TV
Yeah.
are that, because all young people, they're not watching TV. So the
Yeah, but
Super
it's a
Bowl
Super
ads
Bowl,
for
though.
people watching, I think they're catering to people that are 30 years old who
Oh.
just want to see the same
Oh.
thing over and over
No,
instead
people
of
with
making a new
purchasing
thing.
power,
yeah,
too.
all of the culturally relevant stuff was in this Taylor Swift Skybox.
Literally,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, it's just they cannot make a new thing for love and money. It's just it's now it's just an equation of you need this and action and and the stories are so bad. It's all for kids. Every superhero movie that they have. I mean, superhero movies are for kids. I'm over comic books. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. You know what's the good thing about Gabby? Is that she didn't hear nothing
Her
about.
girlfriend,
Yeah, she didn't hear
beautiful
nothing
girlfriend,
bad
Gabby.
about Woody Allen. She doesn't. She was kind of under the rock with that. She wasn't. So I was texting you. What are the good movies? She really, and we're watching movies again, and it feels amazing. I just showed her Private Parts, Howard Stern's movie.
I love that movie so much.
Incredible movie. But we are not making narrative movies anymore. Like cheap, good movies, but they have to spend $150 million to make a crap movie, and still the movie's crap after. But morons in the middle of America. That's when you talk about taste and style and whatever. When you go to Canada, fine. You went for 3 days and you didn't, you weren't immersed. Fine, but the majority of this country, I guess, is going to see.
Yeah, but hold on. That's
A comic book.
That's always been true. That's always been true. And
You
it's
think
like,
it's always been true? Spider-Man 6? When we were kids, it wasn't always true that we remade the same movie.
So you're saying that middle America somehow got rapidly dumber since the advent of the
or
internet?
maybe they knew that they couldn't ask for more.
No, the business changed too.
I just mean that there's nothing really like, but that's what I mean. It's like Marvel shit does exist.
Because it makes money.
Yeah, but I'm not like during the Super Bowl. You're not seeing like, oh, here's like whoever plays Miles Morales going to. It's like we need Ross and Rachel from Friends for a Visa commercial, and it's like they look old. They look terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They look fucking awful.
And the other faction of the Super Bowl commercials had this religious element. I
Oh,
thought
there
it was a
was
Dr.
Jesus.
Scholl's.
There was a
I thought it
ton
was a
of
Dr.
Jesus.
Scholl's commercial. They were washing the feet.
He didn't see the first half. There was like a Jesus loves gay people ad, and it was like just some like a dad from like Ohio washing like a super gay guy's feet, and then it just said Jesus at the end.
Yeah, it was all these images of people washing people's feet, which I thought would be great for Dr. Scholl's. It says, he gets us. I would think it's Dr. Scholl's, who I imagine is a Jew. I don't know. And,
I don't know.
Podiatrist of some kind. I don't know, Dr.
That's not a
Scholl's.
real doctor, though. Podiatrist.
Well, whatever, you know what I mean? And then it says it was about Jesus. Jesus didn't hate, he washed feet. I'm like, maybe he washed feet a couple of times.
He's
I
a
wouldn't say
freak.
that he was sitting there scrubbing
He's a
down
sick
like
freak.
at the manicure place. He said you wash a neighbor's foot, but he was mostly a carpenter. I have to imagine he wasn't washing feet every single day like the commercial.
They didn't say what he made, though. What did he make?
Carpentry?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cabinets.
But did they talk about like what does he
No,
make at
that's
credenza?
I always think of that actually, Adam.
They say he's a carpenter, but they didn't like. Is he good at dovetail joints?
we don't even have like the Jesus chair. There's not one thing that's like famous from him.
No, they
You
literally.
know, like Erman Miller or something. It's like in the Holocaust when we had 6 million people in labor camps building. They were building with
More than
it's
6
like,
million, actually.
10 million. Okay, but we were in labor camps building. Is there a single building to come out of the Holocaust? What did we build in 6 years? What
The
got
Jews?
done? Yeah.
Munitions, probably, artilleries, stuff for the war effort.
There's not a single structure.
So what you're saying is that maybe it didn't happen
The labor, maybe, that didn't happen.
in the labor. Yeah.
I'm not saying that that I'm disappointed.
You know what I found out is like, so when they set up the death camps, like the pure death camps towards the end,
Yeah.
is, because you're like, how,
Well, what's a pure death camp versus the
Well, there were
other death
labor
camp?
camps,
were labor
and there were
camps.
ghettos.
Oh, and then
before
you
that.
would die
yeah,
slowly.
they didn't start until last, like, what 18 months. When they were
Just
like
burning them.
Yeah, let's just and then
Final solution.
yeah, when you talk about an industrialized genocide, but there has to be all this planning that goes into how do you get a bunch of people, you load them off a train, and then you can't just be like,
There's
okay, get in the
logistics.
oven, you know,
Right.
it's like it's just going to cause chaos. So they would set up, and like this,
The showers.
they have little fake towns. They had little like fake it's like the commissary and like they set up like fake like
Yeah.
so like and when you go
The
like
saloon.
Six Flags where
Yeah.
they have like the fake storefront
Yeah.
so that people get off, they're like, okay, I guess this isn't like,
Right.
it's like a little community or something. They're like, yeah, you know, of course it is. And then they're like, go through here, and then you go through there, and then they set up a whole way so that each row of people.
And they had actors?
No, some of the prisoners, they would be like, hey, do you want to help us do this? And they'd be like, do I have to die? And they're like,
Oh, they didn't have like Looney Tunes or any like
no, they would take some of them and they're like, yeah, if you just don't tell people what's going on, you can be the guy that says.
the capos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very sad, the Holocaust, if you ask
Mhm.
me.
Really terrible.
Terrible.
But very funny that they made
Scary.
props.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Like
they
fake
made it like a
storefronts.
like a post office and a saloon and a town hall.
Mhm.
Oh my God, thinking about it just makes me sad.
It's crazy.
I watched Schindler a couple
I
months
never
ago.
seen it. I gotta see
It's
that
a great movie.
Is it really good?
Have you seen it, Nick?
I
Yeah,
like
no,
Ralph
a long time
Fiennes.
though.
I like Ralph Fiennes,
I only saw it once and then I watched it a second time recently.
and it was good.
Oh my
Holds
God,
up.
I cried my eyes out. So sad.
Just a good man, that shit.
I got in an argument with a friend of mine,
Mhm.
a Jew who's like a know-it-all type, and I was like, I'm kind of feeling Schindler. Like, you want to come over and watch Schindler? And he said, they're way better Holocaust movies. I wanted to kill him. I wanted to punch him in the face.
What's
Nick
the
knows
best
who this is.
Holocaust movie? You've seen The Pianist?
Pianist is good.
Adrian Brody. That kid
Mhm.
was good.
I told you my dad got really mad.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
He has such a lame thing to complain.
Yeah. My dad was like, everyone was protecting this guy just because he knows piano. But the heroes were the resistance fighters that were protecting him. And that my dad was mad also that he stayed in Warsaw after the war, after what they did.
I know, but it's like, you know what I mean when you can't move? It's such a big schlep. You have to move now. You
Yeah.
just got out of the Holocaust. I got to set up a truck, and it's just like, let me just like
It's
get back
true,
on
the
my
U-Haul,
feet. Yeah,
the-
no,
yeah.
it's.
And he's got a piano too, probably.
He
That's
has a piano.
expensive.
He's
Piano
lucky his
movers.
house was still there.
Did
Like
he,
you go
did he
back-
get his house
No,
back?
but I'm saying if you're after, you go to your apartment, you dust it off. Like fuck.
Uh-huh.
Let's just get our bearings again.
There's got to be
People have
dust
so much
everywhere.
judgment for what people did after the Holocaust. Like your dad, what? Shut up. You're in Vegas.
He was in Africa, like buying and selling slaves.
My dad was not alive during the Holocaust, and
No, but it's like what
he was
it's,
not
it's,
buying
it's
and
like we
selling
shouldn't be
slaves
judging what
either.
people did after this.
he was doing neither of that.
They did
those
what the hell
things
they did.
For the record, yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
So
What's LA like?
yeah, what's LA like?
It's a
What's
dump.
Hollywood like?
It's a dump. You've been.
Where in
They're
LA?
both
He
do you
hates
live?
LA.
shitholes.
Echo Park.
I mean, yeah, it's all
She's
a
got a
shithole.
great place.
Yeah, I'm in Echo Park. I have a really nice apartment.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you stayed.
yeah. Oh, are you ever considering getting your car switched to manual?
No.
Do you
I
think
don't know how to
Nick,
drive
as a
manual.
car guy, do you think it's for someone
Are
to
you
have
a car guy?
Just to do a manual swap on what?
a Porsche?
I have a very
Oh.
old, not very old, 2007. I got it actually for $14,000. I sold my other car for $9,000. So really it was like nothing. But I've already banged it up quite a bit. I'm not a great parker. Here's the thing: what I do with parking
What
when
is
I
it?
bump,
It's not a 911.
then I'm in. No, it's base Cayman. People who love Porsche hate my car.
What do you think about that?
I'm not a Porsche guy. I don't really give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit,
What
but he
kind of
knows a
cars
lot
do you
about
like?
cars.
Well, I just like cars in general.
Like what? What cars?
Like, cause a Porsche guy, that's like a watch thing. It's a Rolex Porsche guy
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. It's
Mhm.
like it's like a DuPont registry sort of thing.
Mhm. Well, she's kind of a dandy. Yeah.
Well, I like it. You know, this is kind of more of a sentimental.
Even if you're not good at parking, I mean, in LA, it's like you're dependent on everybody else's.
Yeah,
parking. You're
exactly.
gonna
That's
fuck
why I
your
bought an
car.
old
If
car.
you're
I'll
street-
never buy a new
If you're
car.
street parking your car, that's what's crazy about fucking Bed-Stuy is like there's like guys that have $500,000 cars. There used to be a Rolls Royce just parked out on the street.
It's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buying a new car or buying a fancy
Show
car.
Nick a
is-
picture. He'll like your old car. Show him a
My
picture of
old
your
car, I had a
Corolla.
Toyota Corolla from 1983.
That's a
I had
Nick,
it for
that's a
7 years.
Nick kind of car.
I bought it for $3,600. Pretty good. But the reason, and let's see, I have it here.
Was it a hatchback?
Me driving. Somebody took this picture of me, and it was posted on some car thing. It worked amazing, but I couldn't say no to the money once it was like, it was vintage, and in COVID it grew up. So I was like, you know what, I could use it.
How many miles did it have on it?
It had 140.
And you bought that in LA?
I bought it in LA. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the cool thing about Southern California. There's a bunch of cars and they're all in good shape.
Yeah, because
they
you have
don't
no
have
ice,
salt.
you have no snow. Yeah. You know, the Porsche thing is, I grew up, my father loved Porsche. Now, I don't have a relationship with my father. We're estranged. He's, you know, demented and very sick, I think, probably. But I really don't know anything about him. But there's a few
Well,
things.
actually, we have him here today.
Yeah,
Let's
could you
give it up
run
for
out?
Robbie's
Ah,
dad.
Thank you. But, you know, this is more sentimental, but as I grow up and think about him at my age, and he had all these kids, he had 10 kids by 30, and the stress and all this stuff, I start to like enjoy the ways in which I do have a relationship with him through myself. So it's like, he liked that car. I grew up for whatever reason with a reverence for that car. No matter what, it's in you from before 5. He loved that, I remember. So for me, when I'm driving that car, even if it's the shittiest version of it, it's old, it's whatever, it's banged up, I just get to enjoy the ways in which I'm like him, or that what things he liked.
Through
We
materials.
yeah, through
Well, that's all
something
being- that's all
through
being
something
like
like
a
a
car
material
person
thing.
is.
Versus
Yeah.
that's the only reason I like that car and knew of that car. It's not like I know every other car. I really just know that car.
Nick knows every.
Yeah,
Nick's
like-
basically Leno.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that I know about cars. I just, if I could do that. And I always liked small cars, just generally, just being somebody who grew up in cities in New York and Montreal. It's just a truck. Like now everybody has like I'm small and fast. The car is small and fast. It feels very like it matches. I wouldn't, you know, I don't see myself in an SUV. I know friends who, they don't even, you know, it's just them. They have an SUV. It's like, they got to park that. They got to move around with that. It's just, it's big.
Well, that being said, let's keep an eye out. What?
What? Eye out for what?
I don't know.
I just want to settle this watch thing.
What's,
No,
the,
it's,
what's the
Rick,
settle?
Thanks for joining us.
He
She
was
wanted
insecure.
she wanted Nick to feel nice,
Thanks for joining us.
and you violated Nick by
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'll be in Columbus this weekend.
guys. I will
One of
be
the
next
worst
month
things
in
I've ever
Boston and Detroit. What did you say?
One of the worst things I've ever done is this this podcast interview.
Why?
Just was.
It was
There
'cause of
there
your
was an
shitty
animosity.
attitude.
No, there was an animosity from the get-go.
No, there wasn't.
I
an
came in with
animosity.
a positive.
You were complaining
sharing,
about how long it was taking.
Sharing.
Sharing
I
about
will
what?
be in London, England, next month at the Soho Theatre.
Go
in
check
March.
that out. And Robbie's podcast is Too Far.
May 2nd.
And maybe
May 2nd
this
at the
is
Bell
usually
House
when-
in New York. I will be doing stand-up.
Yeah,
and you can listen to my podcast, Too Far Pod, wherever you find podcasts.
And definitely, this is the part where the guest usually says, "Thank you for having me."
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I really
Thanks for
appreciate this.
coming.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Rob.
Thank you.
See you. Thanks, Robbie.